your money stays in your control. All right, so that's why one of our products is that. And of course, knowledge is super important. So therefore, we have e-learning from 2 industries, which is also available right now to all the members. But on top of that, of course, we do not want to stop at anything. And so namely, the grand plan, which is now coming together, there will be an announcement on Friday exactly. So Friday will tell us exactly as of when next week a major DeFi platform on the Binance Smart Chain will be launched into full action. And so, yes, we are talking to you from Tulum, Mexico. This is great energy over here. We have gathered it up, and now we would like to really share what is this plan, which really nobody else has achieved to do so far. So namely, long story short, then yes, we plan to connect both the second smart contract and also the current immutable smart contract, which has, of course, the contract balance wallet, which can receive money in, right? And so, therefore, this DeFi will be connected to both of these smart contracts. And so, the way, let's say, the revolutionary side of it all is that we plan this ecosystem to be fully autonomous. And so, funds going immediately from the smart contract into the DeFi. There's planned 3 ways of actual wealth creation there and trigger points inside the DeFi, whereas the funds plus the profit is triggered back into the smart contracts. And so no human hands can come in between that system. That is if we pull it off, and both tech teams from the side of DeFi, European Union, and also from the side of the people who provided us with a beautifully running smart contract from first moment, then they have both confirmed that every single aspect and element can be done. So it's very interesting times, and all eyes should be on Troncase, whilst we are already the number 2 or number 1. We are dabbling between number 2 and number 1 on DApp radar, in fact. And so, of course, that's based on contract balance. You see, with this, there is a balance that needs to be created, right? To initially also, in phase 1, gather up the people, build up the trust in the right way, not via hype, not via anything else. And so, of course, now, phase 1, over 17,000 members, and also, I believe, around 65 million Tron of turnover. Then DApp radar is displaying us as out of the audited and verified contracts on a really high position today already. But the story doesn't stop there. Let me explain why we got there, all right? So, by the way, as a master distributor, perhaps some people misunderstand, but it is simply the professional, hopefully professional leader that is the first one to say a definite yes to building this particular smart contract once it's ready. So no CEOs, no management, no owners. Tech team is behind it, and they only share 8% of the whole turnover with our major X factor, which is the online marketing team with a very good track record in Google advertising, in remarketing, in throwing traffic around. And so they provided us with close to 1,000 members externally from what has been built. All right, so really excited to be working with this sort of people who keep up to their end. And so yes, they had 3.5 months after our meeting to, in fact, prepare solidly. All right, our demand was that there's two audit reports before we ever open our mouths about the contract. And that happened on the 3rd of January. So, of course, they had preparation to focus on various sides. All right, and public code is out there now for the people to see. Also, that second audit report, for example, is from a third-party company. Many American fellows have actually called them up and asked them about this audit report, if they really have actually formulated it, whilst formulating it in a way that they guarantee that there's no backdoors or exit scams built into this contract. Okay, so moving on. clearly they take people's security quite seriously here. Now, complete decentralization, what does that mean? It does mean that, that this ecosystem is running by itself, and so in the case of a smart contract, then it does exactly what it's programmed to do, which is to take in the funds and then pay out people with, in this case, the passive rewards and also active commissions. So the commissions formulate one side, but the actual contract balance wallet, now which is designed to only pay people out the passive rewards, that is over 72.25% of the whole turnover. And so we are boasting the highest turnover against, the highest contract balance versus turnover on the market. Instant transactions are allowed to us now by the Tron blockchain. This is where we are on. We can access it very easily through Tron Link or through Clever app, for example, which allows you to buy directly Tron with your credit card details. All you got to do is upload your passport beforehand. And you see, it's only taking a few seconds to fly from one wallet to the next. It's very low fees in comparison to Ethereum, for example. And so it's the 23rd biggest market cap currency on the market, I believe, at the moment. I might be one place maybe in error, but I hope you forgive me for that. So now, about transparency then. This contract has even been perfected by the tech team in a way that they provided for the first time ever a full transparency in human tongue about your organization, for example, on all of your 11 levels, which are immediately open for everyone. No tricks, no hassle, no obligations to recontribute to the program, none of that with this program. And that is the reason why we excel, all right? People like simplicity, people like to understand it all. And immutability basically means that you see it's kind of a law that cannot be bent or broken, right? And so this contract is literally between you and the contract itself. Nobody else can access those funds on the contract balance, and it does exactly what it's programmed to do, immutably. I love this word, and this, I believe, is so far pretty much our only hope of restoring, let's say, a really acceptable financial model. I mean, I'm seeing a huge amount of really spiritual people right here, right? In Mexico, Tulum. And all these people instinctively, and these are like, they are on such level here in average, it's nuts. And so these people look at cryptocurrency. They're already, masses are holding cryptocurrency in this area. And so it goes together with their mental picture of how things are supposed to be. You're supposed to be in control of your money, right? Nobody else. Why would you have that if it's not compulsory? And let's see what the next years bring. But of course, cryptocurrency market is I believe right now the only confirmed bull run on the market. And there's, I mean, obviously coming in with Bitcoin even with way over, I think over 10 million% now of actual price action going upwards, then it's by far the world record, right? I mean, some of the cryptocurrencies might have even topped that, in fact, right? But still. So, getting back to topic. Now, high security, we already talked about. They had time to prepare. We have 4 interfaces, 4 websites to actually go in and have an easier way, human tongue, to access the smart contract, contribute to it immutably, and then also to withdraw from it. 2 of them are public, 2 of them are secret, but even if all 4 of them get hacked, then no worries, people can go straight into the smart contract on the blockchain, do their contributions and withdrawals directly. Now, so this is a very interesting slide. You see the minimum contribution over here is 100 TRX equals to 5.3 cents, I believe, more or less. Sorry, $5.3. And that, even just by participating with that, it opens up all of your 11 levels. And that also means that anyone from anywhere on the planet, just as we would like to have it optimally, can join and then start to earn, right? And this is really quite the minimum. So maximum is around 4 million TRX, and that should be around 210,000 US dollars at this time. A couple of people have reached already the 4 million TRX maximum, as in contributed that much. You see, you're probably looking at the total income, right? So as it works is that all the smart contracts, they take in the money and then pay you from 0 to 300%. In our case, it's always withdrawable for you on every single step. It's accruing every 4 seconds. And so once you reach that 300%, let's say you haven't withdrawn, then it's 201 days. If you have withdrawn, then it is perhaps a couple of days longer only. That would assume that the contract balance still holds, of course, TRX, but we're doing extremely well. So best to keep your eye on that, of course, make a balanced decision. I am not your financial advisor. I have put some of my money in here. I'm a networker. I loved the actual feeling of going to bed like in a calm fashion, because I know for a fact that this thing cannot collapse tomorrow, all right? Nobody can pull the plug just like they do with regular banks, just like they do with regular companies. There's no way, because no one person or group can in fact withdraw all of the balance at once. It's just not possible. The contract does not allow for that. So, now, just to mention, even if nobody should join today, on the verge of a major go over into an ecosystem with DeFi platform on Binance Smart Chain included, then we're still going to be running like over 30 days, still paying out every single 4 seconds. Yes, products are there, and profit creation is also very shortly on the way. Now, you see, if you look on the left-hand side of that slide, then the basic rewards rate is 1% per every 24 hours. So that is the minimum. And via the personal hold bonus, then you can go upwards to 1.5% daily even if you do not withdraw for the first 5 days. Let me explain. So for every 24 hours that you don't withdraw, you go up to 1.1% then on the second day, 1.2 on the third, 1.3 on the fourth, 1.4 on the fifth, and then on the sixth day you are at 1.5%. If you should then decide to contribute more, then the second contribution also starts from 1.5%. No tricks. If you withdraw though, you can do that anytime, as many times as you want. Every time you withdraw, you go back to base, which is the 1%. And then again, every time you go back to 1.5 in 6 days. Now, so the right-hand side of this slide is really, really interesting because as you can see, we have the base of a real community project here. And the total contract balance bonus, the community bonus, and the leader bonus, they all are based on what we do as a community. All right, so with community efforts in time, this passive rewards can even get higher. So it can even go to 3.5% maximum. Let me explain how. So currently at around, let's say 65 million TRX turnover that we've done, then the contract balance with us is, I think, even over 35 million, all right? So once we reach 80 million, then we go up 0.2% for everyone, for every single member involved. Everybody gets exactly the same passive rewards. Nobody's an exception. Now, we can hit that 5 times over. So at 400 million TRX of contract balance, we are standing at 1% extra. And before that, we can even hit the community bonus, very realistic version, whereas that can contribute a maximum of 0.5% extra. And so for every time we fill 50,000 contributions on the platform, and we've already filled 18,000, then For everyone, the passive rewards again goes up 0.1%. That happens also 5 times over in total, and of course keeps running, but then it doesn't get higher. Now, leader bonus is like literally, people have earned millions of TRX in commissions already. And congratulations, namaste, you have done a great job, guys. I think a huge percentage of it all is also through the American channels. They are such professionals. I'm so loving to work with those people. I'm growing every day. It has been a miraculous growth for like literally a lot of people in a very short span of time, less than 2 months. So the leader bonus will hit at 20 million commissions. So we as a whole community globally, and we are also visible already at 150 countries plus, then if we reach 20 million altogether in commissions, we go another 0.1% higher. And so also, this can hit 5 times. So at 100 million commissions, we are at another 0.5 extra. That's a total of 3.5%. And the ecosystem will really help on all those notes as well, right? The ecosystem will even propel people to look back at Troncase and say, wow, and yes, keep in mind, right? There's huge pluses in participating in this sort of a setting, all right? We can really sleep at night. So, again, very simple. The uni-level commission plan is 11 levels. This is, uni-level has always been sustainable. Maybe some of you do know that. Maybe some of you think that everything is a scam and a pyramid and so forth. I can bring you many examples of many pyramid structures in corporate finance, corporate everything, but I'm not going to do that today because we all know in which kind of shambles the world is in right now, and we have to do our own due diligence to understand where this world should be heading. So, now, first level 7%, second level 3%, as you can see, third 1.5%, and so forth. Now, this is one strategy that people could use, just as information, then contract balance allowing it. Then we, like let's say you go in on the first day, you should be at 100%, and you are exactly at 100% on the 68th day if you do not withdraw. Again, if you have withdrawn a couple of times already, super, takes you around 70 days. And, but here you can start with, let's say, 10,000 TRX, which should be around maybe $520. Now that is accruing in Tron cryptocurrency towards 300%, that's 30,000 TRX. So at that point, in a crazy bull run, even if TRX doesn't go up in price, then you are risk-free. If TRX has gone up in price, quite likely to happen because the latest VIP cryptocurrency signals from many sources, they have said that the Tron is ready to make a very big jump. It's only speculation, always, of course. But it can jump up between 150 to 200%, not even against USDT, the dollar equivalent on cryptocurrencies, which is Tether, but against Bitcoin, all right? So, very interesting times could be ahead if you are growing the quantity of your top 23 cryptocurrency on the planet, and it goes up heavily. It has already gone up 100% since the people have started. So everybody can make their own calculations about what is the current real passive rewards for those people. Okay, so I think this is quite a clear sign for all the grown-ups, understandable. Again, 201 days to accrue towards 300%. At this point, yes, I would like to say very clearly, which is clear anyhow, but it is required. So I'm not your financial advisor. Always do your own due diligence about any kind of financial decisions that you are making. No one is holding a gun to your head whilst you make those decisions. Networkers are always people that they get excited over something. I only partake in concepts that have never been done before, and that's why I chose my companies for a very long time, and also that's why these companies are still on the market today, right? Only one has been bought over a few times, and so it's a real pleasure to be reporting what we are into in this immutable decentralized space, but always do your own due diligence and ask the right questions. No question is a silly question in this relatively new era and space of cryptocurrencies or smart contracts, DeFi, the next levels. So everything is very welcome. Now we are almost close to finishing, but still a couple of slides are coming. So we have a Troncase chatbot, right? Everything duplicates really fast with us, but also when you have any kind of inquiries, when you are wishing to have multiple languages of a PowerPoint or a PDF or just all the links, information, then this happy fella right there, he can answer literally tens of thousands of inquiries at the same time, simultaneously, and of course, it actually does much more than that. If you don't get your answers from the chatbot, you can always write to admin@troncase.io. They are really looking forward to some of the emails, just like Susie Homemaker in the 1950s. Mail was a really important thing, especially in the Americas. And if they didn't get any, they're looking forward to them, right? Okay. Troncase Official is the official channel. Also, we have a YouTube channel, all right? Now, check this out, okay? Friday, big announcement. When exactly is this decentralized, of course, DeFi platform going to be launched exactly? Should be next week, inside the next week. Now, if you really want to have kind of an edge to all this, then feel free to send an email, by the way, to eric@coinswap.space. That's ERIK, because then you are sure to have timely, good information about the first minutes when the actual launch is going to happen. Why that might be a little bit important is because the yield farming of our native token starts from zero, right? Pretty much close to zero, and so of course it's a totally different kind of not even an exchange. It's based on liquidity pools. Now, about liquidity pools, then what's worth it to mention is that the people financing the initial liquidity on the initial 9 pairs on the Binance Smart Chain, those people do not get a single token of any kind in return, right? Everybody needs to just go into the platform on day one and start yield farming, also the native token or many other tokens. It is, of course, with the possibilities of lending, staking, and many more opportunities, right? So let's get into it all. Just as a slight side note, then the only big player on the Binance Smart Chain, the hottest topic, where it costs literally an average of around 1 penny, $0.01 to swap over to another token, to put into lending, to put into yield farming. Then with PancakeSwap, they might be doing it in the perfect way, right? They're doing $700 million, I think, in transactions today, maybe even over $1 billion. Whilst the actual fees are maybe a couple of million, maybe 2.5 million from the day. Then you see their thing is that they ask the people to trust them, whilst they don't have a hard cap on their native token, right? They don't have an actual maximum limit on how many tokens they can produce. So I'm not going to compare that to American dollar, because at some point of time also the community can come in and vote on this, either to burn some of the tokens, either to also then create more of their native tokens. So it is interesting, and it might work for a very long time, but it does experience quite many drops on the market due to this thing. They asked the public to trust them about regulating this action. So with us, it's a definite hard cap of those tokens, a very small hard cap. And also what can be said is that it's immutably running in a, let's say, deflationary mode, so to speak, right? So I know that Ethereum will be really running on deflationary mode where they actually burn the tokens against those very high fees that people are still having to pay for now. So it's not anybody's preference right now to do that on DeFi or well, the regular people, that is. Big players, they don't really care, but we don't want the playground for big people. We want the playground for everyone, right? So over here, very low costs, right? I think you already got my point about this one all. And let's just go into the use cases and a bit of a separation between traditional and decentralized finance, shall we? So the actual, sorry, by the way, how many people do we have on the Zoom? Cool. Now, the use cases is, to improve cross-border money transfers. And they are super fast, like on Binance, of course, which is not just fast, but very cheap. And definitely better loan management, right? And faster without any kind of intermediaries. And it can be used to create stable coins. So these come in. Also, what comes in is liquidity provider tokens, for example. Very interesting topic. Non-fungible tokens will be added in a very relatively short time also. But so differences, right? Traditional finance and decentralized. So you need permissions, right? You need someone to release kind of money, someone to accept the deal, someone to maybe even, put a stamp on it at the notary. And also it's not transparent, right? I mean, which company have you worked for, which is not a stock listed company perhaps, which is the majority of all the companies, where you know exactly what is their company balance, what is their profits, right? What are their actual stable expenses. Now, in a decentralized finance, it is immutable, so no human hands can come in between. It's permissionless, meaning that nobody needs to kind of ask around or look around before making a move. And full transparency, people, all right? Every single transaction is obviously recorded on the blockchain itself, and it cannot be altered. So this is something that we truly like, and something that we'll always be liking in this form. All right, and the DeFi is expected to, in fact, take over trillions of dollars from the regular economy for all the absolutely best reasons, people, for all the best reasons. And so, of course, the problems are prone to be addressed in crypto finance of scale, pace, and security. And so Binance is the hottest topic for all those three sides. Now, you can use a lot of different wallets. You can use a lot of different coins that you are holding. You don't have to exchange them on a centralized exchange, whereas you maybe pay between 0.1, 0.2, 0.5%, even in the case of, I think, Coinbase, of fees for every transaction that you're doing. In today's space, that is already too much. And in centralized space, then up until recently, people who would like to have their coin listed on Binance, for example, they were paying a 7-figure amount in dollars for it. And so with CoinSwap.space, it takes them a few dollars perhaps to get listed. And so afterwards, very, very cheap transactions. So, of course, there's many sides, right? And just to note, people, then, whilst you hold your cryptocurrencies in your private wallets, that's where you hold your private keys. And so please choose those if you can, because even Binance with major security and so forth, and those other centralized ones, well, your tokens are kind of not your tokens when you hold them there, because you don't hold the private keys to that wallet, correct? Now, for many this is super clear already for so many years, but I need to go through this, right? So I hope you understand. So the Binance Bridge is legendary. It's a really cool way. How many minutes do we have left on the Zoom, by the way? And of course, in fact, Clever, for which many of the people using Tron wallets, right, to access many different kinds of smart contracts and so on, Clever has in fact announced around already 10 days ago that they are fast actually putting the Clever application, a very, very popular application, wallet application with your own private keys, in synchronization with the actual Binance smart chain, all right? And so therefore, people would have, and this is a lot of people, this is millions of people that are really looking into Troncase right now and contemplating what's happening next. But all these people will have a very simple way of actually getting active. Even they plan in Clever app directly this link to direct to Binance Smart Chain DeFi platforms. Okay, so exciting times to say the least. Now you can use also other wallets, but for example, MetaMask is an amazing wallet, right? You have your double securities. You can use it on your desktop, and so this is definitely something you can also use if that's your preference. Now, so the CSS is the coinswap.space, and here you can see how this circulates. Now there are some instances, some elements that we cannot quite yet mention. We just had a call with a tech team from the DeFi side. They are doing amazingly well. The way that they express themselves and make themselves understandable to us is just next level. I really appreciate those people. Those people will be, I believe, on a call the day after tomorrow to release some very big news. Now, liquidity provider tokens, all right? There's a really specific system which is, counting towards the fact that it's a real community-driven project, and the community benefits, right? Because no other platform is actually sharing the fees with the community that supported a major boost to the platform, right? So this is the way to do it, guys. You don't need to be greedy, right? And so that's why it is very exciting that not only from yield farming, whereas it's controlled, like risk minimized, again without human interaction, but via very smart ways, then this in fact is also contributing towards again a higher profit for many people involved in the contracts. Okay, and of course via lending, people will be benefiting also. Now, the trick is also that the liquidity should easily be staying on that platform, since the way that the lending system is worked out over here is simply ingenious. You never have to take out your growing amount of tokens. You simply lend out against that into the liquidity pools, into that, and you always keep the amount of the tokens, and at the same time it's growing. So, I was very highly impressed by those people. And the last but not least slide, then Troncase is a really good combination already, but now the ecosystem is coming along, and so it's been such a pleasure to work so far in a very fast time. We have made some considerable growth in many ways, and yes, so whoever really gets it, whoever understands what needs to happen and what most likely will happen, in the future, then I suggest you get involved and you literally ask the people to provide you with full facts, all the transparency, all the links straight towards the contract balance, straight towards the turnovers and such, and enjoy a really beautiful back office. All right? So we're doing already well. Now, if anyone wants to put a hand in this, then I mean, it's a really good timing before a major breakthrough. Hopefully everything goes to plan. And of course, you can also contribute. Over here, you do not need to recruit any kind of people in order to make your passive rewards. But if you would wish to do that, then you're also welcome to, of course. And it is important to gather up as much of quantity of top cryptocurrencies today as humanly possible. This is my recommendation to you, and in our opinion, that's quite an efficient way of achieving that. So, you know, just get excited, people. Even even in your bedroom, right? Nothing really happens up until you actually get excited, and that also applies to this sort of amazing industry, which is 100 years old, which grew from 102 million, I believe, to 165 million in only 8 months of 2020. I have to check the latest numbers. These, I'm sure, are very, very exciting. We grew from $202 billion turnover to significantly higher amounts per annum. Okay, so I believe when we talk about amounts of people, then we're dealing with the largest and maybe misunderstood industry as such, but do your due diligence also about what really is MLM, all right? So thanks from my side, from Tulum, Mexico, the most spiritual place on the planet. I really recommend everyone to join us. We have a big event coming on 4th of May. That's going to be the Smart Contract Symposium. Whereas it's not going to be just about Troncase for sure. There's going to be many, many experts speaking their mind. And so immediately once arriving, all these sort of plans just boost up, right? Everything moves super fast over here. But that's it from me. Namaste. It's a blessing to be working in such a field with a secure system. Thanks.